Welcome to our fifth video. We are going to be looking at purchases where we shall see purchase orders, bills, and purchases return. However, these are not the only items that we shall see with purchases. There are quite other items that we shall see that we have not indicated. But maybe before we can actually start with our purchases, we can go and put opening balances, which is something we had not done. So you come to your settings, which is at the top right corner of your Zoho book screen, and then you come and click on opening balances. It's very important to have opening balances, especially for a business that is already running. So you may have some, or you may have already data maybe from Tally and you'd want to transfer it here. You can import it, or you have information that or for in regards to your opening balances. And with Zoho Books, it's not right, or it does not give you a provision to include in negative balances. So this is what we have as per now. However, if you'd want to add in others, you can click on edit and then you will add the opening balances for all these accounts that you see here. So you can import opening balances, like I said before, import opening balances according to the columns that have been indicated. So you can import them. For example, you can see, you can choose a file if you have already a data that you have, or you can download the sample file. You can just download the sample file and see how it looks like and then import it back. So we can just open this. So as you can see here, this is how it looks like. The account number, the debit, credit, the currency that we are using, and then the amount. You can change the amount in case it's quite different from what you would want. And then just expand this and close. So as you can see, this is how it will look like: the account name, the debit, the currency, and the amount, and then the contact name that you are going to use. So you can edit, and you can edit according to the currency that you're using. Maybe you're using the pound sterling. You can change the amount and all that. So when you are done, can just when you are done with that, you come back and import the file. So you come back to choose file, and then we shall just import the sampling opening balance, and then it will be able to record. As you can see, you can remove it in case you are not content. So you can just click on next and have it there, and this is how it will look like. And also the date, it will show you how indicate that the date format that you would need. Then save the selections during future imports. You can save, and then you click on next, and then you can import. If you do not want to import, you can first go back and uh, go back and see if they're the right opening balances. So we can go ahead and import. So this is what we have per now. So we can close this and then we can go back to our purchases. So now with purchases, on your left panel, the purchases, you have things like the vendors expenses, recurring expenses, purchase orders, the bills, payments made, recurring bills, and vendor credits. So now vendors, we already have some vendors that we already added here, just one vendor. But in case you'd like to add a vendor, you can just go to the new icon and fill in the details of a vendor that you would want to add. So you can come and include the name of the company, the display name, the email address, which will be important when you're trying to send in some of these documents for reminding purposes to the vendors. You add the opening balance if it's there, and then the payment terms as agreed when you're recording some of these transactions. But we shall record this as we are recording a purchase order. So we also have the expenses. when you want to record a new expense, you come and record an expense, and we shall go to the purchase order. But before, let's create a new vendor. So you come to create a new icon. You can create a vendor, a company name. You can create indicate the phone number if it's necessary, any tax details that is there, maybe a VAT of 18%, the company ID, the currency, the opening balance, the payment terms, due on receipt or due at the end of the month, and upload any documents that are there in cases in any documents, which is also very vital. And in case of any other things that you would want to edit, you can come back and edit it. So you can save in your work, and like I said, in case of any kind of edits, you can come back and edit, or so you will enable and then you will save. So as you can see here, that we have already created a new vendor here, but there are certain other things that you can see, like the comments, transactions, because we have not indicated any transactions, the transactions for the bills, bill payments, all these. You can also come and see the statement according to the to the transactions that you had recorded. So we can close this. And then if you want to create another new vendor, you also come and create a new vendor, and you create a new vendor, a new vendor as well. So we can just have another vendor. So we have already created our vending list. So we shall come and record our purchase orders. And as you can see, we have, if you're new to Zoho Books, this is how it will appear. And it gives you a life cycle of a purchase order, which I find very interesting. You raise a purchase order, and then you will convert it to receipt of the goods. And then you can convert the receipt of the goods to a bill. And then after, you record the payment. It depends on how certain organizations would like to deal with their purchases, but Zoho Books gives you a life cycle of how purchases should be. And if you're not so well familiar and with how you can deal with your purchases, you can just follow this prompt: raise a purchase order, receipt of the good of the receipt of goods, and then convert it to a bill. And then after the bill is being paid, you will record the payment. So you shall go ahead and record the purchase order. So you come here and select a vendor, the delivery and then the purchase order, which is very important, maybe also together with the reference number, the delivery date as well, the payment terms, as we had already selected the other while we're creating vendors, but you can also come and choose maybe the payment terms changed to due on receipt or due at the end of next month, but we shall leave it to due end of the month. So you come and click an item according to the items that we had already recorded. So the account will also set, and then you come and maybe increase the quantity according to what they have taken. Any taxes that they had taken, maybe a VAT of 18%, and Zoho Books will go ahead and adjust the subtotal and totals, customer notes, the terms and conditions, uploading any files in case if you'd want to upload them, and then you go ahead and save it. For here, we'll save it as a draft. So as you can see that our purchase order has been created, and it will go to our purchase order has been created, as you can see here. So this is how you create the purchase order. If you want to send the email, you can just come back. You can come and click on send email. If you want to edit the purchase order, you'll also come and edit. If you'd want to print it, you also print it. As you can see, it gives you all these options so that you're able to track, or you're able to track. So you can see here the saying that the purchase order will be marked as open once you mail it. So that is why it's important to have all the details of the person that you're going to share the purchase order with. That's the email address and all that. So this is how the purchase order is created. If you want to create a new purchase order, you just come and click on new, select a vendor, reference number, the delivery date as well, which is important. And then you can come and click and select the item. Maybe this time you're selecting this, and then you come and select the quantity. Select a tax in case it's necessary, and then Zoho Books will continue to give you a subtotal and the total as well. So you can also save, and then after you send it. So as you can see, this is how we have created our purchase order. This is for the first order. You can send the email and see how it will look like. So when you're sending the email, this is how it will appear to the person receiving it. You're sending it to this particular person, and you can again add any other attachments. If in case you have, you can attach them, which is also very important. So then you can proceed to send the purchase order, which has already been issued to the person. So you can we shall record our bills, but however, you can also see that it gives you an option here to go straight to the bills. So you can come and convert this purchase order to a bill. You can also come and click here. So the vendor name is Pat Supplies Limited, and then the bill, the order number has already been injected from the purchase order, so it will be quite easy. The payment term was due at the end of the month. So all these details are already included. In case you're awarding a discount, you can come and you can come and indicate the discount. Then any other attachments, maybe the attachment of the purchase order that you had already sent, and then you can save as a draft, or you can actually save as open, so that you can create the bill and send it. So we can just save it and see that the bill has been created. So again, you can edit it in case you would want to edit it. You can save the PDF, which is very important. And then you can also see that any transaction that you make, there is a journal that is created right here. So we have our accounts payable, which is credited, the inventory asset, and then the tax payable, which is a tax. and the journal entry, which is right here. So any transaction that you're going to create, any recording that you're going to create, the bills, the purchase orders, you have to come and check the journal entries, which is automatically displayed down here. And yeah, so this is the bill. Then you can proceed straight to recording the payment, in case they have made a recording the payment, in case they have made the payment. So it's like it's a continuous cycle until the cycle is actually completed and they have already paid the company their the money that they actually need. So you can proceed ahead and record the payment. So you can see the payment made is this amount of money that we had cashed them, that we had billed them. The reference number, you indicate any notes, bank charges, if any, you can include in the banks, especially if you had linked your banks, but we had not linked in our banks, that can be done. And then you can upload any other files, the purchase order, the bills, just in case. Also, you can see send a payment email notification, so you can send, so that the person who's actually making the payment is on track as well. So after inputting in all these details, you can save. So you can see the vendor payment has been made. Still, the journal entries will be set in here, as you can see. And yeah, edit in case of anything, make a PDF, and your payment has been, this shows that your payment has been made. So you can come to vendor credits in case of a return. So you can create a vendor in case you want to create a vendor credit. You come and select a vendor, and then particularly we're using that supplier. The credit note, the order number of the item that we are going to return. And then you come and indicate in the details, what item are you returning back. So come and select. So you can maybe you're returning one item which is at that cost, and indicate the tax as well. Then you can save it as a draft or save it as open, so that you can have it saved as well. So the credit note, the order number, all these things are necessary. So this is why you create your vendor credits, especially when you're recording a return. So, and that will come to the end of purchases and our purchase, and in regards to the purchase transactions, which is quite very easy to record, as you can see. And again, once when you're recording these transactions, it's a continuous cycle. One thing leads to the other, which is very easy, which I believe is very easy. So thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you're enjoying the process.